Last time, after leaving the Gunchpot Statue, the gang head to the green monolith. They solve the wet puzzle inside, claiming the green artifact for themselves, granting the wielders super speed. After a long day's travel, the gang set up camp, and after Isaac blows himself up making fire, they go to bed. While they dreamt, each of them had a vision. Where did they come from? Who knows? But when everyone woke up, Isaac didn't. The adventure continues now. Exit the Guncheon contains themes not suitable for all audiences. Themes such as self-harm, mental illness, death, gore, child endangerment, and the feeling of utter meaninglessness in a cruel and callous universe. There's also swears. If you're uncomfortable with any of those subjects, this may not be the show for you. Additional content warnings can be found in the description. If you're sticking along for the ride, enjoy. Hello everyone, welcome to The Guncheon, your new favorite podcast about the goings-ons of a mysterious interdimensional dungeon. Here in Season 2, we're following 4 cultists as they try to escape the dungeon alive. What do you guys think of that? Is that anything? Is that fun?
It's cool.
Great, thank you. The non-audible thumbs up and the one-word answer response, perfect.
I just wasn't sure if you were ready for me to vocally participate yet.
Yeah, well,
I didn't care for it. No, it was fine. It was good. I liked it.
It's a podcast.
I actually have several notes that I'll give to you after the session.
Perfect.
It's a bit pedestrian.
Is it vocal or oral participation?
We're all participating in our own way.
Oral participation.
Hey, yo, uncles, go down on your wives. And speaking of going down on your wives, let's introduce the cast, starting with George.
Again, George Conway, a cult member, sort of visually, greasy hair, curly brown hair, skinny guy, kind of big nose, kind of aloof. Yeah, we've got some little tidbits about the history. Let's see. George failed his driver's test 4 times and then turned of age and just took the written test and hasn't been on the road since.
And you wanted to drive first?
Because,
I think you forget that was a
intense
situation. It's like, look, something's got to go down.
That's fair. That's fair. But what about Wyatt?
Wyatt is the person who is driving the motorcycle because George can't. Security officer for the cult of the Gunch. Yeah, the factoid, right. It's not something he shares quite often, but he actually has a master's in history, despite being
nerd.
Despite being an absolute
crazy
beefcake, I guess.
That's why he doesn't mention it.
Some people would say he's too strong to be smart, but he knows inside that's not true.
Very true. Strength comes from the inside.
Wow. He probably learned that from Socrates.
Yeah.
And Angelo?
Hi, I'm Angelo.
Hi, Angelo.
Hi, Angelo.
Hi,
Hello. Hello, Angelo.
Welcome to
I'm a gooaholic. Angelo has never had a regular job. He's never had a 9-to-5. Since being disconnected with his family at a young age, he's been a child of the street. Just kind of working from one con to the next until he got embroiled in the cult.
And finally, Isaac.
Isaac, hi, I'm Bree, Amissus, as some may know. Isaac was in Cub Scouts with his dad, fun fact. He made it all the way up to Wolf. I was in Girl Scouts, so this is me as the human person. I was in Girl Scouts. I don't know how Cub Scouts works when I decided that was a true fact about Isaac, but I tried to look it up, and I think he would have been in Wolf. That's the level he made it to.
So he enjoys it.
And, well, it was a thing he did with his dad. Yeah, they would do the camping thing and the fishing and all that sort of stuff.
And Isaac has a good relationship with his dad, you think?
Yeah. His dad, well, okay, if you're digging for further fun facts, he hasn't spoken to his dad in a little bit, and he doesn't know why.
Naturally. Yeah. I think everybody else knows why, though. Anyway, and I'm Gunchpot. I'm the leader of this outfit, the creator of the Guncheon itself, on a meta sense, not in a literal sense, as we had to establish last time. And speaking of last time, some crazy things happened. You stopped at a weird diner, found your motorcycle, and hit the road. While seeking relics, as you were told, you came across a roadside attraction, a giant statue of the Gunchpot. You also got some merch at the gift shop. Pressing forward, you made it to the green spire, solving the puzzle within and acquiring the green stone, which gives the holder super speed. After a long day of travel, you take a rest, each of you experiencing something while you slept. And when you all awake, Isaac didn't. Game on! You all wake up next to the bike, and Isaac is unresponsive.
Hey, I thought I could fly with the green stone. Didn't I fly?
You used it in the astral plane.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh, yes. Yeah, so How do we know Isaac's not awake? We just...
He's not powered on. See if there's a switch or something.
Yeah, we'll roll him over. Is there like a panel of some kind? Non-invasive panel?
He does have like a panel on his chest, actually.
Oh, we'll roll him back over onto his front.
But he is wearing clothes too. I mean, if you have to strip him away a little bit first.
All right, George.
Anyone got a problem if we
Go
try
ahead.
and
I'll
reboot him?
I'll keep lookout.
Wyatt, you ever seen anything like that? You know any electronics or?
I mean, it entirely depends upon what type
Medicine?
of engineering. I don't know. This would be more science, I think, just because.
Well, let's pop her open.
Inspecting him a little bit, he's got kind of like buttons and baubles all over the place, little tiny hatches, little tiny like panels that lift up, all seemingly revealing different either features or just maybe an explanation for how many pockets he has. One of them is where he is keeping his hat and his mustache just tucked away, folded up, nice and neat. They're just there.
I have a new ability. It says once per session. Does that mean like twice tonight I can use that?
I will make that more of a twice or a once per episode.
Okay. I think I might try and use it immediately. Burn if you got them. You know, it's called intuition, and I'd like to see if I could try and maybe intuit and I'm trying to understand how these buttons work, if there's how the mechanism works, if there's some way I can get a reboot going, or whatever powered Isaac before back on, or some kind of roll.
So the way that your intuition skill works is once per session you can ask me a question and I will give you an answer.
What I'd like to ask is how these buttons work, and
how does Isaac's body function. It's actually kind of a hard question to answer because his body very clearly to you is man-made. It looks like it was constructed, maybe even a little bit shoddily, but still absolutely impressive for the technology that you are familiar with as a waterproof, if not sentient robot, definitely a super extensive AI model to replicate Isaac, which as far as you know, Isaac is a real boy in a robot body because you've seen his soul. But one of the buttons just pressing buttons opens compartments and just leads to different things. You don't fully understand how Isaac's body works because there is no discernible power source. But I feel like that's as much information I could give you without a roll, but roll wit alongside.
Wit, you say? Wit.
Can I help with that? Because I think Wyatt would try to look for like any loose panel that he can pull like a wire from, or some sort of like charging port or something like that to conduct at least some electricity to it.
Okay, I've got 5 die for wit. What is the assist on this? Is that it? Anything?
No. Sorry.
Like
I said, it was a master's in history, not kids. Fucking engineering, bro.
Pushing. I'm gonna push. I'm gonna push here. So does that require me to like learn what I do differently? I was just gonna say So first I'm taking a look, and now I'm trying to remember. So this looks built. So I'm just gonna remember. Maybe George spent some time with a couple friends who wanted to be mechanics or who were like mechanically minded, and he's gonna just try and remember what he did working with them, and no improvement, but no ones either. So one success on the die here.
Okay. Isaac wakes up. Isaac's eyes flash on, and all you know for certain is that you didn't do anything. So Isaac shoots awake, and Angelo passes out.
What the fuck?
Why? Medicine? Or
Angelo is unconscious while Isaac is awake.
All right. Looks like, are we just down one soul? Isaac, hello?
Not quite. I am going to pull Angelo away.
God
and
damn
you
it.
guys continue the scene of working with Isaac while we
don't
are
just
away.
Bullshit.
Or Angelo?
Am I allowed to talk? Do I talk normal?
Yes, Isaac is awake and functioning.
Oh, okay. Slay.
With no memory of what just happened. You're waking up as if everything is fine and normal.
Okay. It's not, though. It's really not.
I needed scene notes. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
So, you pass out. And this is for a reason. I'm not just doing this for nothing, I promise. So you pass out, and you find yourself awake, similar to when you're in the astral plane. However, everything around you is just darkness, just void, nothingness. When this swirling mist appears in front of you, this very milky, opaque smoke just sort of appears, and takes the vague shape of a woman, but still very nondescript and wispy.
Is she
and
hot?
This voice, I mean, you could use maybe, yeah. Sure.
She's hot in my head.
Not really, but like maybe. But there's still some non-Euclidean stuff kind of happening around the face.
I like the non-Euclideans.
Tentacles and this voice speaks to you.
Hello there. It seems your mind has become trapped by the dark essence from the diner that you've consumed, and you're now under my spells. I'm gonna be honest, it was not my intention to trap you, but I am so happy for this opportunity to finally talk, Angelo.
What can I call you?
And you can speak as well.
Well, my name is Porgstop, and I've been following you guys for quite some time.
Sorry, did you say pork stuff?
Porgstop?
Porg stop?
Yes.
Okay, I've never met a pork stop before.
I am the goddess of chaos and passion.
That's what's up. I'm feeling
It is
passion.
wonderful to make your acquaintance.
So, are you gonna let me return to my body, or am I just gonna chill here with you?
I do have the power to return you to your body, but first, a deal, if you would be so inclined to make one.
Let me hear the deal first.
So if you do this for me, I will release you, as well as answer any questions that you have. I do not want the Gunchpot released. I want him dead. That's why I've been giving you little hints, like that dream you had last night. I am the one who told you to seek the artifacts, and now that you have found one, our connection has grown strong enough for me to be able to communicate. The Guncheon is collapsing, but with the artifacts of power, I can stabilize it, and I can rule over this dimension and all of the people that are trapped here. But it's the Black Relic that is very important. It is powerful enough to destroy him. But I need all of them to stop the Guncheon from collapsing and destroying all of you. So what do you say? Collect the artifacts for me, summon the Gunchpot, and kill him. It is that simple, and you can have anything you could possibly dream of.
Will you be my bride?
Will I be your bride? Well, the concept of your human marriage means very little to me. So, in a sense, I could be anything that you want in your tiny primitive mind,
That's what's up.
and that doesn't bother me in the slightest.
All right. Because you did say you're the goddess of passion, and I'm feeling that.
Indeed, chaos and entropy are passionate things.
Can these artifacts potentially also destroy you if they're given to the wrong hands?
The power of the artifacts is not directly linked to me whatsoever. They are relics that are directly tied to the Gunchpot. But he is such an amazing, powerful being that these things not only have the power to create, but as well destroy, as these are things that he is capable of. Now, that being said, if those powers were used against me, the jury is out.
Well, I would never do that to my fiance, so I just want to make sure that they don't fall into the wrong hands is all.
Of course, and those wrong hands just might be the people that you're traveling with. So I need to ensure that you do not tell anyone of this encounter, or me. Doing so will result in a not-so-lovely outcome for you. Some of their minds and hearts are not so easily swayed as yours seems to be. But I will work on them, and they will agree with me in time.
You got it, baby. Send me back. Let me do your bidding.
I will see you soon enough.
And you are going to snap away, and you are going to remove your oil counter.
Okay.
That's what you've got for drinking the oil.
So just back down to 0.
You can just get rid of it.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be relevant again.
Okay.
All right, and we are going to return to the game.
Hey, Isaac, wake up. Do you think Wyatt is covering, like, Angelo at all?
Yeah, Wyatt's going over there, like, looking at you, at George. You got Isaac? Because now
Yeah.
we got, okay.
Yeah, we're cavalcading problems here, Wyatt. We got to kind of
Yeah.
get this taken care of.
So Wyatt's going to dig into his, one of the motorcycle packs and trying to pull like a first aid kit or something like that and bring it over to Angelo while he's catatonic there and just trying to administer CPR or something to see if he's breathing.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Isaac, hello? Hello?
Hello?
Okay.
Good morning.
Did you all right?
Yes.
Okay, just normal question. We always ask that when you wake up. We always ask that. Just being
But-
careful.
Oh, are you feeling okay? Are you normal?
Strange dream. Do you recall anything from yours?
I definitely dreamed something, but I always remember my dreams. I don't remember what I dreamt about.
Well, maybe we'll find something that can jog your memory. Dreams have a certain significance to them. Wyatt, how's Angelo doing over there? I assume he's still
He's not fucking breathing. I don't know what's happening here. Like
Okay,
I've tried CPR. I've tried smashing his ribcage. Trying to.
Do we have any goo around here?
I
Isaac,
don't
did you
think he should
maintain
smash his ribcage. I think that's bad. I think he needs that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Trying to force start the heart. Okay.
Yeah, but surely he'll maintain his ribs. There are not a lot of other doctors out here. Not that you are one, Wyatt.
No, I
But you
don't
have some-
allude to it whatsoever. I had some training, in the military,
basic
but
stuff.
it's not that great. Funding just
Wyatt, do you remember anything in your dream last night?
Wyatt just ends up stopping, just leaves Angelo there for now. It just sits there on the ground. Yeah, kind of. It was almost like a flashback in a way, and I saw these huge creatures that just tentacles and grossness all over the place. And apparently we were trying to fight them, but we weren't winning. These things were like several stories tall. And we tried using mortars and things like that, but it did nothing to them. And then they consumed the world.
Yeah, physical means of combat are useless in a realm like this.
It seems so.
But we keep still finding answers in our dreams, which is very helpful. It means maybe there's something out there watching over us, something out there with some influence where these dreams are coming from. Are they inside or something outside? Isaac, you sure you're feeling all right? You're not feeling feverish? Gonna take to the forehead. I think you're a little cold.
Isaac is gonna lean into the head touch of yeah, so he's a little boy who's definitely this is normal, getting your forehead checked for a fever or whatever. He has no he cannot understand that it's different now. Yeah. So he's just waiting.
Am I warm? Do I have a fever?
I'm not sure. I could never really tell with the handprint anyway. I don't think so. You feel cold.
I feel fine. I feel really tired still, but other than that, what happened to Angelo?
No idea. As soon as you woke up, he conked out, and I don't know. Something's happened.
It seems related in some way, and I'm worried you might fall back asleep again here, Isaac. But is there anything you can tell us about some of the things you remember before joining up with us here, before meeting us at the medieval tavern, before the doors?
When the sky was falling?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember my big sister Jude was taking me to meet her friends.
Could you describe Jude a little bit for us?
Yeah, Jude, my big sister Jude looks more like our mom, and she has brown hair with bangs, and she's taller than me, and she likes to listen to Radiohead and Nirvana, so she dresses in band t-shirts all the time, and I'm not allowed to play with her makeup. But yeah, she's a teenager, she's really cool, and she has really cool friends.
At this point, Angelo snaps awake.
Oh my gosh,
You guys want to catch us up?
I'm thirsty.
Any necessary context?
Angelo's chest might be a little sore due to compression.
Yeah, CPR has been on Angelo the whole time.
Yeah.
We've just been trying to ask Isaac about historical questions or the dreams.
I think you guys
cracked
cracked my rib.
The dreams.
Yeah, it's par for the course, man. You'll be fine.
But Angelo's up.
Yeah, I'm awake.
Yes.
And Isaac is also awake.
Yes.
Another puzzle solved.
Oh man,
puzzler. You're welcome.
So I don't know what you guys talked about or how long that conversation went or if any of it's even canon. But when Isaac wakes up and everybody's woken up, now Angelo and Isaac are all awake. I need Wyatt and George to both roll wit.
Good morning, Angelo.
Wit.
Hi.
I just woke up too.
Yeah, well, I was awake and then mysteriously fell asleep.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna push. I have no successes and 2 1s.
I have 1 success.
I'm really thirsty and my chest hurts.
3 1s, no successes. And so
Wyatt,
2 of them were on the reroll. Wait, what? So that means I lose sanity, correct?
You lose 3 sanity.
So I don't know what happens, but what is the wit roll for it? Could I get a little context? Or
Well, because Wyatt succeeded.
I don't know what's going on, and I'm freaking out.
I'm at my wit's end.
I see what you did.
Hey, this guy.
I'm 2 sanity down. When the dishwasher is loaded in a way you don't usually load it, that's minus 2 sanity right there.
2 sanity down, for real.
Oh, the plates are facing the wrong way.
Sorry, I'm having a conversation with Wyatt in secret.
Super
good.
secret. But now they know, so yeah.
Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone.
Okay, so everything is covered. Everything is taken care of. Wyatt, you notice that Isaac's brand is glowing red.
And what was the brand was on the arm, or is it somewhere?
Yes. Just like all of your brands were on your arms. Isaac's says resurrect.
Does that hurt at all, Isaac? You feel anything there?
It's never done that before.
Does it hurt? I imagine it doesn't.
No.
Okay.
As you didn't notice. So
Yeah,
it feels
okay.
fine.
Look, mine's
no,
glowing
it doesn't
too.
hurt at all. We're matching.
We're getting there.
I don't know what it takes to make it glow, but we're glowing.
Is Wyatt's at all? Okay, I mean, I know we can't usually see it, but I'll ask him. Wyatt, has yours had any change or any effect?
Nope.
Mine neither, and mine is vivid imagination.
All right, so how about we get on some artifact hunting?
Yeah.
I guess let's hit the road.
Everyone should be well rested. Let's hog back in on the hog, and
There's a hog?
That's what you would refer to as a motorcycle. It's slang for a motorcycle.
Oink, oink, let's go!
That's the spirit.
Oink, oink.
All right.
All right.
That you guys hop on the bike and go. Isaac, by the way, you are fully recovered HP-wise. Your HP is back to maximum.
Thank God, because I was scared to be a little boy with only 1 HP.
Isaac, do you know what all of these buttons you have or pockets you have? Are you familiar with all of them that I tried to learn about earlier? Like
Buttons? Like on my coat?
kind of like you have a few on your underneath your coat on your body and things. Can you is Isaac's head like, can you look down at yourself or no? Have you?
I think he's just got some cognitive dissonance is all.
Yeah, that's a great question about whether or not the head on this robotic body can turn enough to see itself.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think it's fully articulated.
It's
But I
Christian
think
Bale
that-
as the first Batman, like moving the shoulders with everything.
I think on
we have a
account of the
mirror?
fact that he never sweats, right? He doesn't think about his clothes being dirty, so he doesn't take them off and therefore doesn't frequently confront himself with his own robot body.
I think there's also, this is again just headcanon. I know we kind of do this every time we talk about Isaac on this level, but he sees his hands. He sees them when he does that. But
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah,
there
he
is
must. He
I
has
think
to.
that there's a processing thing that's happening that everything that he sees regarding his own body is the way that he thinks it is. He sees what he thinks it looks like.
Okay.
There is something blocking his mind from processing the reality of what
Could it
is.
be that he's a 10-year-old boy? Who knows? Hey, the
It could
horrors
be
of
that.
this
It also,
are very
It
large.
could literally be trauma processing, removing it. It could be
And
that.
none of the buttons do make spring shoes or big guns come out.
Do you have
Is it
go-go
Inspector Gadget?
gadget arms?
Yeah, there's no.
I mean, not
When
that you found when
you-
you were inspecting him. Just
That's what I was looking
mostly
for.
compartments and stuff. But
All right.
there are tons of
I have a
compartments.
belly button.
Okay.
There's nothing in them either. No $5,000 unmarked bills or
Not the ones that you.
not the ones that
open.
I was kind of when I was trying to heal up. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Isaac the drug mule.
I guess we'll figure that out. Shall we?
Did you
look-
ask
music to the sky,
Isaac
right?
specifically about the gun thing? When you said all that, or was that to Noah, to the Gunchpot?
Well, when I'm
Yeah.
kind of asking you about your.
I don't think
button,
anybody knows about that.
your buttons.
Yeah.
We do
I
now.
guess I guess if you when you were looking, you might have noticed on a button that you pressed, Isaac's arm folds down and turns into a gun.
Isaac, are you familiar with what kind of you can do with your arm there? And I'm gonna repress that button.
Wave it?
No, like this, and I'm gonna press the button.
And again, just cognitive dissonance here. And I'm gonna take the GM reins on this. So Isaac's arm folds down, turns into a gun. In Isaac's mind, you just put a gun in his hand, or you just put
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Isaac, put that
I don't
down,
want
please.
this. I don't want this. I don't want this.
Wyatt
I don't
is
want this. Give
trying
this
to-
back. Why did you give this to me? I don't want this. I don't.
I'll flip it back up. I'll just
Yeah.
close back up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Isaac. Forgive me.
I don't. Okay.
Hey, let's not do that again.
Look, I didn't. I guess I didn't think forwardly on that one.
Isaac's just a little boy.
Yeah, Isaac's
Let's
just a
not do
kid.
that one again. Took me out in a astronomical level.
that one.
That hurt my stomach to
Yeah.
laugh that hard.
Look, Isaac. I'm sorry, but just
I mean, he probably. I mean,
Be
not to
aware, we might-
shoot myself in the foot, but I feel like Isaac would take sanity damage from that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
You can take a D4.
okay. I'm not to be like, can I take sanity damage? I just think canonically, that was a lot.
I think
Anyway,
that
I'm
also
sorry, I cut you off.
I think that also might increase your tension with George.
So
honestly.
true. Actually,
already at
so
two.
I had
You're at
one.
two.
I had one positive tension with George. Do you think does it take us to 2?
So that's I think you would now have 2 tension with George. Yeah.
got something to resolve. There's something between us.
yeah, you put
And
a
it's a
fucking
gun. It was a
in
gun.
my hand.
It was a gun.
I didn't put a. It's your hand still.
That's not what Isaac saw. Poor kid.
Okay, 2 sanity damage lost.
Perfect. Love that.
I had to roll twice because it fell off the desk. I just wanted to be transparent with you so that when you listen back to the audio, you don't hear the second dice roll and go, "You lied."
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well,
I know it was-
Okay.
Wyatt, Angelo, just try and keep that in mind as we go forward here. Not something we should probably try again. I agree, Angelo.
I mean, you were the one that found the button and pressed it again. So this is all on you.
I thought there would be some. Connection there.
He's
might be
he's
something
a
useful.
fucking kid.
Yeah. But Angelo will take a mental note of which button it was.
Sure.
All right.
All right.
To
You guys
gonna
gonna roll now?
We're going just straight on
Uneventful
this
morning.
road, and this should take us to the next tower.
Yes.
That's
You guys hit the
looming
road
in the
again.
sky.
On the road.
Anything
again.
else? So, anything else you want to talk about just while you're on the road? listening to the radio.
Is Angelo with us, or is he running?
Yeah, I'm in the
running
sidecar.
next to us. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably not with Isaac in the sidecar anymore. Probably I'll be back with Wyatt again. And also, if I recall, Angelo was kind of making some passes at Wyatt. I don't know if that was
Make a pass.
I don't know. If
Called
that,
him daddy.
maybe that
on
was
You
an
definitely
accident.
called him daddy.
Maybe that was a. Maybe
It
that
was
a
an
part of my
accident.
dream
We
that I
were
had.
all accidentally called a teacher mom or something like that.
Okay.
Right. Leave your fan fiction out of this.
You guys
okay?
are being obtuse.
We do.
Yes, all of us cult members are pretty close-minded. I agreed. Okay. So I'm holding tightly onto Wyatt. Can barely wrap my arms around his, his frame.
His girth.
Big dude.
Pause.
His girth. Yeah, let's just put it on the table there. Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to.
Yeah. And we see the
as you are driving, the sort of plains like grasslands that you have been traversing through sort of starts to become more desert-like. A lot of more of a rocky landscape, the sort of red clay scattering the landscape. As you've been driving again, you've started to notice some of these lumps of flesh popping up again. But there are fewer of them, but they're noticeably larger than last area's flesh mounds. Whereas before, the last ones were probably about 10 feet tall, these ones are going on probably about 20 each, but there's less of them. So they're just still sprawling throughout the landscape as you travel towards the Black Monolith.
Are they the same color as the previous ones, or are they different?
Well, you are on the bike. So they look the same in the physical world.
Okay.
Are we wanting to check the astral plane while we're traversing on the bike?
Yeah, because that worked so well last time.
We learned our lesson.
Okay, we're gonna... One second. I have to do this real quick. Very important.
Shout out to the sponsors.
Hell yeah. Do something.
Yes, shout out to Scrub Daddy.
shave your
Wyatt's
balls,
favorite thing.
people.
Dude, did we
with
actually get
Manscaped.
Scrub Daddy?
Get
No,
them
we didn't
balls
actually
shaved.
book, Scrub Daddy.
Fuck.
I
That
would
was
I
so
would get a
dope.
Scrub Daddy sponsorship would go hard. What other
Well, you know what,
products
Scrub
do I
Daddy, I'm
use?
glad I didn't buy one of you today because I heavily considered it for 5 minutes in the store. And then I
You should
didn't.
get partner with Skillshare.
True.
So we get
Yeah.
skill.
Like all
Girls
these
like
skills
guys
that
with
Wyatt
skills.
has, he learned on Skillshare.
We're also sponsored by LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Gross.
The only
Connect
social
those
media-
two right now. I'd connect those two right now at gunpoint.
Speaking of childhood trauma,
LinkedIn and the Guncheon, do
BetterHelp.com.
it.
Well, if you guys love getting jobs, you probably need one if you're playing fucking tabletop RPGs with your friends and making it a podcast.
You fucking losers.
Try LinkedIn Jobs, where you can look for jobs. They're all AI generated. All right. It's not actually sponsored by anything. But now back to the show. You guys are driving in the motorcycle, and after a little while of driving, a long while, you notice a stalled car on the side of the road. As you approach a little bit closer, you see a man on the side of the car with it jacked up, trying to change the tire. Are you going to stop? Are you going to drive past him?
Let's stop and investigate, is my vote.
Yeah, I'll give a couple taps on Wyatt. Hey, Wyatt, maybe we should check and see if they need a hand or anything. Or if they could lend us a hand, perhaps. You never know what opportunities lie here.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Wyatt would have clocked this guy and then would have kind of moved onto the shoulder and slowed down, stopping roughly 20 feet from the car before he got off.
Okay. As you stop, as you pull off, he notices you right away. He stands up, kind of like waves, and noticeably not wearing a cultist robe, but he's a very tall man. He's very tall, kind of bigger, muscle-wise, kind of rivaling Wyatt's body type and girth.
This guy matches your girth,
Preach.
Wyatt. What are the odds?
Again, sorry, Bree. This is my fault. I take full responsibility.
odds?
Too many usages of the word girth.
That's when I was saying moist.
I'm actually
Any
fine
safety
with moist.
cones? Do we have any safety cones in the saddlebags?
Safety guns?
Like
Please.
I said, I passed the test. I did the written portion only, so I just know I know the theories of driving. I'm not any safety cones, and there's like little paper.
Oh,
any-
safety cones. Okay.
I heard safety guns. Yeah, I did too. I was like,
guns.
Guys,
They say
no.
we have any safety guns on the
Safety
side?
cones.
You
Orange.
might have like a reflective something or other.
And I'll say, guys, I hear you're supposed to do this. Maybe we don't want to leave the
Yeah.
emergency lights on. We don't want to run out of battery. But here's the. So I'm gonna lay it down about 10 feet back. Any enormous flesh balls rolling
Not in
towards
the
us, about to
stuff
crush
that
us
you
to
can
death?
see on the horizon, but none in the immediate vicinity.
so bad.
Yeah.
Getting safety cones.
You said it.
Safety.
Is
Receiving
anybody
a
going to
pardon.
approach this man?
Wyatt will, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna walk behind Wyatt.
Yeah.
In a friendly demeanor, arm up. Hey, what seems to be the problem?
He's simply going to reply like he's got a really nice voice, one that could definitely be on a podcast. And he says,
Oh, hey. God, I've been at this for a bit. You're the first people I've seen in a while. You think you can give me a hand with this?
Yeah, what seems to be the problem?
Just one of these flesh mounds we got a little too close to. Managed to pierce the tire. Was driving on the flat for a bit, so now it's torn to shit. Just having some trouble getting off the damn thing.
We? Are you here alone?
Yeah,
Why is...
I mean, roll a
Then
wit.
why
Roll
did
a
you
wit.
say
Okay.
me?
Well, while Angela's talking, Wyatt is like going to the other side of the vehicle and kind of like glancing in to see if there's anyone in it.
There's nobody in the car, but you do notice some scratch damage and some denting on the side of the car that he's working on.
I got no hits.
So you do notice, obviously, everybody noticed that he said we, but then when he said I'm alone, you just kind of take that to mean as maybe he did have people with him and now he doesn't, and you can infer from that whatever you like.
Well, what's your name, stranger?
My name is Dr. Reyes, but you can just call me Brandon.
Brandon, okay. What brings you out here? And like as I'm walking to the car to seemingly give him a hand.
I'm gonna have Wyatt and Angelo roll wit again. George, you can too,
Okay.
but not Isaac, because I don't think Isaac would clock this.
No wit for Isaac.
Because Isaac's dumb as fuck.
No successes.
I got
I'm
one.
pushing. Just one.
Just one success for both of you.
Yep.
Okay, so you both kind of notice he definitely clocks your, because you're all still wearing your robes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he clocks your robes, and you notice a shift in his demeanor, but you didn't really get a good read on him from the beginning of your conversation as far as what he's all about and whatever. But you simply notice that his demeanor shifts a little bit when he clocks the robes.
Doctor,
what was your question?
What brings you out here?
Well, I'm just trying to get out of here just like everyone else.
Okay. Oh, were you in the Guncheon?
Yeah, we're in the Guncheon.
Doctor, what is your field of study? Were you studying something here?
I was in archaeology for a while. I used to teach, but I lost that gig a while ago.
I think leaving the Guncheon isn't going to be as simple as you expect. I think what is outside and what is inside is a lot more complex now.
Yeah, you're telling me. There was a way in, so there's got to be a way out. Whether or not it's complex, well, nothing is easy here.
What have you determined so far?
Well, I found this car and got to driving. I think it has something to do with these flesh mounds, but I truly have no clue. I'm just driving until I find something.
As I walk to his car, I want to like take a peek inside and see like what's in the back seat. See if I could see anything inside his car.
You definitely notice like some junk, just stuff.
Any weapons or things that could be used as weapons that he might have had in there? Because that's what Wyatt's looking for, basically going up to the car, assessing it while Angela and George are having this conversation.
Next to all of his stuff on the ground, obviously there's like a tire iron, there's a jack and stuff, but he also has a chainsaw sitting next to him, which does appear to be covered in flesh.
And viscera.
But
Viscera and gore.
yeah. As he said, he had a run in with some of these flesh creatures, so that doesn't seem too odd to you. But as far as inside, no, there's like trash bags, there's like food stuffs, and there's like tons of red Solo cups.
Big fan of the goo?
You know, I don't really care for the stuff, but desperate times, that stuff gives you some intense hits.
Yeah, me neither.
What's with the chainsaw?
I mean, everyone needs a way to protect themselves in here. You never know if the person you encounter next will just be insane or an actual interdimensional demon waiting to attack.
True. You did say we earlier, though. Who else is with you?
No one. Not anymore.
What happened to your companions?
Exactly what happens to everyone else in this place. They're just gone, whether from their lives or from their own minds. It makes no difference.
Sorry to hear that.
Hey, but despite that, I'm just trying to get back on the road. The will to live is strong.
Let me give you a hand with that tire.
Thank you.
And again, he'll like kind of lean back down.
They're just really tight. I think that fight we were in, whatever it was, messed up the axle, so it's just really tight.
It's a tight axle, man.
Tight axle, baby.
That axe is tight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Having trouble.
tight axle.
Tight on my girth.
Yeah. So I mean,
Bravo.
We also.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna help him change a tire. Well, I guess I'll be on lookout. I guess I'll look
Roll for
any
tire
flesh mounts.
changing?
Yeah. So position-wise, like where's Wyatt?
Wyatt would be by the passenger side of the vehicle. Assuming this isn't a
And
weird
which
European
tire is
vehicle
that?
where it's on
So
the other side.
Angelo, the car is the passenger rear, is the tire that you're changing. Where's Isaac?
I don't think Isaac left the sidecar. I think
fair.
I feel like that's a thing that like Wyatt would have been like, don't move.
Yep.
Like I just feel like that's a very classic to their duo.
Don't move until something comes at you, basically.
Yeah. It's like
Stay
So
put.
All right,
Angelo,
I'm
I
10.
think Angela's the only one in position to roll a wit right now.
A wit to change a tire?
Would to change
sometimes
your
that should be
life.
hard. You got to make sure you figure out that pattern, or else that tire is coming right
It's
back
gotta be
off.
the star. Gotta be the star.
Gotta be the
Otherwise,
star.
I got one hit.
So when you are working with Brandon to change the tire, you think that you hear like a muffled voice. Perhaps. coming from the trunk.
Okay.
I was going to ask if the trunk
Trunk
was
is
open or
always
closed
on.
when we approached, but I forgot to.
All right, Brandon. Well, if we're gonna loosen this lug, then I'm gonna need your tire iron, and I'm gonna stand up.
It's right here?
It's out. It is out with him.
Well, let me grab that secondary tire iron, and we'll get this off in a jiffy.
But this one's fine.
Yeah, I got you, bro. And I'm gonna stand up.
I think we just need more muscle on this.
Yeah. Let me go back here and look for some more hands.
Well, the iron is here. I don't have a second in the trunk.
I'm just gonna stand up and walk around the back quarter panel to the trunk.
He's gonna kind of like stand up and follow you.
Okay. And
Hold on, Brad. Where are you going?
I'm gonna look at Wyatt and kind of give Wyatt the.
I'm confused as
the
to why
look.
you just can't use the tools we have. You just need to pull harder.
I just want more tools, man. They always say use the right tool for the right job.
We have the right tools for this job. I
All
don't.
right. I need you to take a couple steps back from me.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, bro.
Are you trying to intimidate him?
Well, I was trying to give Wyatt the look, like.
Wyatt's had his hand like
Muscle
on
step
his
in.
on his gun this entire time.
Okay.
Well, like kind of like doing the cop thing where it's like
Yeah.
hand on the side and then like just watching the whole thing unfold. So when
Yeah. So keeping an eye on Brandon, put a hand on the trunk and see what he does.
He'll immediately be like,
Dude, I don't know what you're trying to do, but if you don't want to help me, you can just leave.
Oh, thanks. And I'm gonna open the trunk.
heads or tails?
Ooh, tails.
Tails never fails.
Okay, it was heads. The trunk is locked.
Oh. I thought you were going to die.
Hey,
Trunk
Wyatt,
being
can we see
locked
if
is
there's
fine.
any keys in the ignition so we could open this trunk?
No, I have the keys.
Oh, okay. Can I have them?
just
What?
for my visual,
No.
everyone's on the it's the damage on the passenger side, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just trying to figure that out.
So off the road. So you guys
Right,
are.
right.
So everything is happening kind of off
It's
the
like
road.
on this end. Okay.
Can I have those keys, pretty please?
No.
Angelo, what are you trying to get at?
I heard something in the trunk. I heard a muffled voice in the trunk, and he
What do
was
you got?
saying "we" earlier, and I'm thinking that this guy's not who he says he is, or there's someone in the trunk that he doesn't want us to see.
You got an answer for that, Brandon?
Look, we all have our shit. I'm sure you fucking cultists aren't so clear-conscienced yourselves, so leave it be. What I have going on doesn't concern you.
As he very comfortably, like knowing that you can't get into the trunk without the keys, begins to walk over to his chainsaw and pick it up.
Immediately pull the gun out and point it at him. I think you should stop right
Whoa!
He's going to continue going for
there.
it.
Firing.
And he's okay.
The second he reaches, after the orders have been given, immediately opening fire.
Okay, great. So that is going to be an engagement into combat.
You fucked up, Brandon.
So you go to shoot him.
Yep.
How far away
Probably.
from him would you say you are? Because
Okay.
his stuff was right next to the rear passenger tire,
Including the chainsaw?
including the chainsaw.
Oh, I thought the chainsaw was like in the
No,
like
so
in the car.
It was on the ground next to him.
Gotcha. Okay. What kind of car are we talking? Because it depends on the type of car.
It's
Because if it's like,
it's like a Ford Taurus.
unfortunately, okay, would it be that far? Because if he's
Probably
at
not
the
even
trunk,
that.
Pretty close.
Within.
yeah, I think it would be like
So
close enough to
you're
have a
within-
full draw on him and like be able to aim.
So you're within, I'd say, engaged range. Well, engaged range is like an arm's length away from somebody. That's like punching range is engaged. That's the closest you can get.
I would think like because if they're at the rear, Wyatt would have like walked up to the passenger window, like the front passenger,
Right.
looked in and kind of would have just like glanced at the front of the vehicle to see what damage was, and kind of would like have been around the like front areas, but it's not too far away from him. So
I'd say you are probably within a good 2 feet,
Okay.
3 max. But before any dice are rolled, this is our first combat encounter, so we're gonna run this down pretty easy. Like before any dice are rolled, the target must decide to take the hit or fight back. If they choose to take the hit, the interaction goes as follows. Attacker rolls to hit. If they hit the target, they take damage. If they miss, they don't. If they choose to not fight back, they forfeit the next turn. You guys, within a round, you can fight back as many times as you get attacked. You can only forfeit your turn in the following round. Or it only forfeits your turn for the following round. Note for firearms in combat, you use strength, not agility, to hit, and opponent can choose to fight back. Firearm rating determines the penalty, usually -1 or -2 for hitting at close range. So with your firearm, you're going to have a -1 to shoot him at this range.
okay,
And I have to decide what he's going to do.
Any cars that come by are gonna know. Because
Yeah,
there's an orange
so he's
cone.
just going to try to dodge. He's just going to effectively try to dodge this hit. So you're going to roll agility to hit.
I thought it was strength.
Sorry, yes, strength to hit. It is normally agility to hit in combat. But yes, so you'll roll your strength with a -1. So -1
Okay.
dice.
Mine, the dice is the okay. I'm pushing 2. Okay, so I have +3 because I have Pistolier, which gives me +2 to rolls, and then the handgun is +2 to rolls. So
Okay.
if I have no 6s, how does that work with the adding those things?
You
in?
failed. So
Okay,
that's how
right.
many dice. That's you roll +2, +3 die total.
Oh, okay. So then I'm gonna need to roll additional dice. Shit, I didn't have.
Yes, but then -1 for how many total dice. So with your pistol skill,
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of
you should
die.
be rolling many dice.
Yeah. Okay.
You should be rolling a lot of dice.
Good
I
at
need
this.
3 more dice then.
How many total dice are you rolling?
6, 10 of them total.
10 total?
Well, 9 because you said to knock one off.
What?
Yeah, because
six
I have
strength
6
plus
strength, and then +2 to pistolier, and then +2 from the handgun itself. Yeah.
That is crazy.
I'm
That means
pushing-
I'm gonna roll that many dice too. So dodges are opposed rolls. So
Oh, so it matches whatever it is.
I'm gonna be rolling 9 dice as well.
Okay, I'm pushing 2 more.
How many successes
I have 1 success.
total from your 9 dice?
9?
Yeah, because I had 2 ones, so I pushed those
Okay.
and got a 6.
Okay, I
a lot
got
of
2
dice.
successes. So
nice.
basically, you fire off your shot, you're gonna lose that ammo,
Okay.
and he, without skipping a beat like he's been shot at before, doesn't flinch at all. Here's the gunshot as he's bending down to pick up his chainsaw. He picks it up and
I've done this song and dance before. I don't want to fight you guys. Really not in my best interest to take a 3-on-1.
I would say he probably hasn't even super clocked Isaac.
I've done nothing to instigate aggression from you. If you guys just walk away, we can forget this ever happened. And I'll figure out my own shit on my own, like I always
Then
do.
tell us what's in the trunk.
Do an
To be clear,
empathy roll.
also George dove into if there's a ditch kind of on the side, he dove. As soon
George,
as
you
he shot,
coward.
He just he ducked for cover.
The
Probably
hippiest
the
looking
best
motherfucker.
place
You think he wouldn't be
is,
the first one to run?
You just went for cover. Either were you closer to the bike or closer to the car?
I was planning on. I was kind of between, is what I had imagined. I was
Yeah.
just kind of. I walked a little bit towards the bike.
I got
to
one
kind of just
success.
see things from a full perspective. So I just
You
dove.
probably
I just,
could get to the bike and
No,
cover
he just
behind the
literally
bike with
dives
Isaac,
out of the
right?
ground. He just
Okay.
dives
Okay.
like 2 feet away, in whatever
Okay.
direction. Maybe towards the bike, but he just goes prone.
Yeah. Okay.
Isaac, having heard,
Oh, Isaac did hear a gunshot.
Isaac did hear a gunshot, and it probably freaked him the fuck out enough to flee, to go try and hide somewhere. He's a small little guy.
Just tuck down deeper into the
Well, I think he would have gotten out because I think he wants to. He's both terrified and wants to know what is going on. And so I think that he gets out of the bike and tries to sneak closer to what is happening while remaining unseen.
Gotcha. Do an agility roll,
Yeah, hell yeah.
and then Angelo, what did you get?
I got 1 success.
Okay, so he's going to sigh again. He's got both hands, but the chainsaw is not on yet. He has not gone to ripcord.
I told you. I was traveling with people. Those people are gone now, but the baggage isn't.
Brandon, I don't know what that means, and it makes me more curious.
I think it's best that you don't know. I think it's best you leave it be.
What did Isaac roll?
Isaac, so I rolled 1 success and 1 fail, and then I pushed it for another success. So I take 1 sanity damage, and then that's 2 successes?
Yep.
Okay.
So you can sneak up. Where do you want to go? And Brandon will not notice you.
I think that having heard what was being said about the trunk and knowing that Isaac is only catching bits and pieces of this as he's freaking out. Gunshots were heard. His friends have some problem with this guy and they're talking about the trunk and wanting the trunk open. So Isaac is going to try to sneak to the driver's side door to hit the trunk button to open trunk.
Okay. So you can definitely get to the door.
Yes, but having to open the door is
Would
Yeah.
have to be another thing.
Yeah.
Another agility probably.
Agility, heard.
Yeah, which take a +1 for that because this is a very heated situation and you are being very mindful and you've already had a pretty good success there. So just roll an additional dice.
You're
for
being
this.
very brave, Isaac.
being very brave.
You get the extra
a big
dice for
boy.
being so brave.
Do I see? I assume there must be some way that I see Isaac.
You certainly
run
clock
by me.
Isaac. Isaac probably did walk past you.
And I'm so first I'm no, but I don't want to draw attention to Isaac because there's a man with a chainsaw. Can I assist Isaac by standing now to talk to Brandon?
Yeah, cause more of a
Because I'm
distraction.
kind of,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of far away. I'm just gonna say, look, this probably doesn't need to end in violence, but Doctor, we need to know what's going on here. Any clues that you've discovered about the Guncheon itself are going to help us greatly. And our very own Angelo has learned quite a bit lately, and I'm not going to say it out loud, but I'm kind of implying that stone that Angelo has. That might be useful in our current predicament.
Without turning around, he is still locked in on Wyatt, holding the gun on him. Without turning around at all, he's going to just yell back to you and say,
Look, man, I think you and I are on the same page here. You seem like a very level-headed person that I would like to continue talking to,
Fuck you.
but I'm not feeling very inclined to share any information with you while there's a gun pointed at me.
Put the fucking chainsaw down.
Put the gun down.
I'll put
Do what the
Put the
man
chainsaw
says,
down.
Brandon.
Shall
You
I
still gotta
count
crank
down?
that bitch and
then
hope that you have
George
enough
is gonna
gas in
count
it.
down.
And I'm going to pull out my taser and point it at him.
I forgot you had a
Okay,
taser.
so now there's 2 weapons pointed at me.
All right, so you're definitely not going to win this one, Brandon. Just give us the information we need, and we could all walk away.
I don't
from it.
have any information that's relevant to
Who
you.
is in the trunk, and why are they?
No
in
one
your
you
trunk?
know.
Why are they in your trunk?
Why are you
Because
still
that's
holding the
where he
fucking
goes.
chainsaw?
All right,
Put the
you're-
chainsaw down and we can de-escalate this.
Goes.
And
You're
so
about to get dropped,
sounds
man.
like we've made it quite a distraction for
Yes,
Isaac.
you definitely have. So Isaac, what did you get?
Got a
With
success.
with plus two dice because of George's
Roll another
help.
dice then. Okay.
Of course, I was gonna. I imagine.
So I rolled 1, right? The additional dice that I did not roll the first time. And I didn't get it. I did push my dice rolls the last time and I pushed all of them. So do I roll this one again then? It wasn't a 1.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not doing anything nefarious. It's not a 6, so it doesn't matter anyway. But I do have 1 of those.
Yeah, so you are able to get the door open, which at that point the attention will turn to the door, like, oh, the door's open. But you can open the trunk is like on a latch that is within arm's reach of you. You can open the trunk without, like, before anybody else has an action to, like, react.
Yeah, he
if you
does
want
that.
to.
Yeah.
Angelo, are you still, like, at the trunk?
Yeah.
Okay, so the trunk pops open, and Brandon is going to say,
Damn it.
and he is going to rev the
Shooting.
chainsaw.
Firing again.
As a lot is about to happen.
Yeah.
As the trunk pops open, Angelo is tackled to the ground by something that pops out, that jumps out at him. Angelo, roll an agility.
Oh.
We've unleashed the beast, y'all.
Isaac was only trying to help. Everyone needs
I
to
got
remember
1
that
success.
when the fallout happens.
Isaac can do no wrong.
1 success. Okay, so you are going to, as soon as the trunk opens again, like a blinding wave, you just get knocked to the ground. But with your success, you don't take any damage, which is cool. You do also get a nice peek at what you're looking at. You are looking at a person who appears to have gone completely feral. Their face is completely unkempt with their eyes glowing as if they had consumed a lot of goo. And they are just growling, making animalistic noises at you while they try to claw at you. But you manage to put up a little bit of a defense with that agility. So Angelo is now prone, being attacked by whatever this is. And again, Brandon has gone for turning the chainsaw on.
Is there anything that Isaac can steal from this car? That's instinct number 2 for Isaac.
There's probably nothing in the immediate that you would really even need or want. 'Cause
Okay.
in the back seat, there's a lot of trash. The front seat is pretty clean, and like there's not really anything there.
I want to do something that's going to probably put me first. I want to reach and touch the orb that's in my pocket.
Yes.
The green orb.
So you do that, and nothing happens.
Son of a bitch.
That was our thing.
Was
we
it
gotta
in
get this guy
character,
back in
or-
the trunk. So I think George is gonna start running towards Angelo. I imagine I'm behind them like 10 feet. I'm gonna start running towards them. Try and
Is Wyatt actually taking a shot at Brandon now?
Would he have seen... I don't think he would have seen what came out of the trunk.
I think
right?
this
'Cause the trunk...
all happens. So the trunk opens and it just almost immediately jumps out. And Brandon, hearing the click, was like, that was his like, okay, shit's about to go down. So that's why he went for the thing. So it was probably before Angelo got attacked, but this is all within the same 3 seconds.
Like 3 seconds, yeah, like real quick succession.
probably taking the shot.
All right, Noah, heads or tails?
Come on, you can't do this to me.
Yeah, I am.
Unprecedented power
Who
flip.
games the game
Whoa.
master?
Heads.
All right.
Mutiny.
Wyatt takes a shot.
Okay.
Suboptimal but dramatic.
So
The coin has spoken. So I rolled 9 again?
also the way that like initiative works in this game is just kind of like whoever wants to go.
Okay.
So
Vibes based.
Well,
yeah, I love
it's
that.
so
pretty
actually-
vibes based.
It depends, actually, whether or not he takes a shot now I think about it. Because it's all about risk assessment, right?
Wyatt going first.
Yeah. So when Brennan hears that, he cranks it, does he turn towards the trunk or is he still facing Wyatt?
I think that he doesn't move a lot. His attention is definitely like
To the crank
locked
of
on
the-
you,
the-
but he's like
right.
eyeballing the trunk. He's like shifted his gaze, but he's still body positioning towards you.
Okay. I think with the looking towards the trunk, it's all about perspective, though. I would say he would still take the shot at Brandon.
Okay.
Because he doesn't yet know or see. From my perspective, from my thinking of how this all is, I don't think Wyatt would have clocked Angelo tipping over because of where the trunk is. Probably blocked his view when that thing came out, and he probably would have shot at Brandon first before he heard like the feral human.
Okay.
So that's 9, right?
Yes. So because he did dodge the previous that like removes his next turn of combat. So he can still like dodge as many times as he's getting attacked, but he won't be able to like attack you back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true for fight back, but is it also true for Dodge.
Yes. Okay, so it is true. So yeah, so he forfeit his next turn by dodging, but because he is still getting attacked, he can continue to dodge this turn without penalty. So he's going to do that again.
I have 2 successes, but I'm going to push.
Okay.
Can you push a push?
No.
Okay. All right, so that's 3 successes and then 1.
Okay. I also got 3 successes. So Ty goes to...
Dance off?
Yeah. Ty actually just cancels the engagement.
Okay, so it's like a misfire kind of deal.
Bullet goes back into the gun.
It gets sucked back into the gun.
Yeah, so I mean, you take the shot and you lose the ammo regardless.
Yeah, that's fine.
He doesn't get hit, nor does he like get any benefit from it. So.
Right. Okay.
So again, he can't attack. So he's just like still sitting there like revving the thing. He maybe like crouches down to try to like not get shot by you anymore, make himself smaller.
I mean, at this point, Wyatt would have heard Angelo struggling, would have been like looking behind, trying to be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, so you're probably not so happy you did that now.
Help me!
No, that was
Yeah,
Noah.
I'm gonna charge towards Angelo in this, and I'm gonna just try and like get the shoulder and try and shove it back into the trunk. My gangly legs, just try and.
He's fully out now, so they're both on the ground.
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna try and
Yeah.
do it, shove him and towards the car, or like pick him up towards, whatever it is. I'm trying to get him off Angelo.
Okay.
Him, her, Goo.
And
Him.
I'm trying to get my
Goof.
legs underneath this thing so that I could use my legs
off.
to push him off of me.
Okay. So George, do your attack this turn. So you're going to be taking your turn in the combat here. So
Yeah.
again, front to back, step by step. So if you're getting into like super close engaged range with him, this is just like a neutral close combat turn. So when attacking, before the dice are rolled, target me decides to take the hit or fight back. So what are you going to do?
Grab by the shoulders, try and I'm running up, basically squatting right over Angelo's face, and I'm trying to pick up the creature there.
So you're not attempting to do damage, you're just trying to grapple.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm trying to control the grapple here,
Okay. So he'll try to fight back. So then this creature person is going to fight back. So you roll your agility.
Agility. Phew.
Which is how many?
3.
Okay.
Here goes. You can just push? You can push combat?
I guess. I mean, we are.
Can I push? Can I try to go for the insanity loss and try and push? I just got no successes, so I'd like to try and get one.
Yeah.
Push it real good.
Nice.
Yeah, I think you could push any roll.
I'm gonna push, and so I'm just gonna slide in there, and I'm just gonna try and I'm not very strong, so I'm just gonna try and use leverage and just try and like lift this up off Angelo. Give Angelo enough room to use his legs probably I got 1 success with the push. No sanity loss.
So I also got 1 success. So neutral. You do kind of manage to pull this thing off of Angelo, but it is just going to like flail wildly. You don't get to keep your grasp on it, but it will give Angelo an opportunity.
And I'm gonna shout, Isaac, maybe stay in the car.
He's like right there next to me.
Okay.
Angelo.
Yeah, I want to get my legs underneath him and use the leverage against the ground and just push him back towards the car. Because he's came at me towards that, so directly towards our feet would be the car.
Yeah, do your agility roll. And let me know how many you're...
I'm rolling 3.
Okay, I'll be fighting back.
I got 1 hit.
Okay, so you are going to manage to kind of kick your legs underneath him and push him into the car. He's actually going to take a damage from the impact on the car.
And then I'm going to yell, "George, get him in the trunk!" As I try to scramble up to help George out.
Impacts the car, and it is now going to take its turn, which is just going to be to swing at George.
Dodge time.
So...
Dodge time. Though?
Yeah.
This opens up a DDR.
So are you going, this is close range, are you going to fight back, or are you going to take the hit?
If I fight back, can I make more progress towards us shoving it back into the trunk instead of damage?
Potentially.
Bargaining.
Because if not, then I'm just going to try and dodge out of the way. But if I can, make some progress in that way, I think I'd try and fight back. Let's go fight back. So
basically, the way that works, just from like a risk reward, is if you take the hit, you just take damage. There is no plus or minus. You just take the damage. Which in this case, because I'm an NPC, I'm just going to roll the same amount of dice that you would, and however many successes I get, that's how much damage you take. With fight back, you can either have a positive or a negative effect. So if you fail the engagement,
let's try it then. George is going to listen to Angelo and say, "Look,
so your agility is 3 then."
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right. So we're just going to do an opposed agility.
1 success for me.
I also got 1. So again, it's a tie.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So I swing, or this character swings and is going to try to make contact with you, but you just managed to kind of like dodge and kind of get back into it. Now is going to be Brandon taking a turn, and he's actually not, because he loses her. But this is where Brandon would be at this point. He just turned his got the chainsaw on and is ready for the next round. Is Isaac going to do anything in this round?
Yeah, so I think hearing George
say that Isaac needs to remain in the car kind of clues Isaac into the fact that he has made a mistake, if everything else wasn't clear up till that point. And so I think that he's going to just listen to instructions and get in the driver's seat and shut the door behind him, and is just kind of like watching all of this happen, horrified. So I think he's just going to like wait for an opportunity wherein a 10-year-old boy might be helpful.
Okay, cool, perfect.
Long answer, short answer, no.
Then let's keep that initial order now. So as we are acting and reacting,
Okay.
let's keep this order that we went in. So Wyatt is going to go next.
Yeah, so Wyatt's gonna like probably just run past Brandon and try and help George and Angelo shove this fucking crazy motherfucker back in their trunk.
Okay, you are on the other side of the car from them, so like basically you are turning away from Brandon and going to them.
Yeah.
I'd say you can get there this turn. Like you can move, or you can stay at this like short mid-range distance and like try to shoot, but that seems unwise.
No.
Okay, so you can close the distance. And
Wyatt's here, and I'm just trying to. I just want to shove this thing. Are we at like a sort of neutral state? Can I shove? Can I use strength maybe instead of agility to just shove this back in here? It's the same number if it helps.
probably keeping with the agility, just because it is still combat.
Okay.
Like,
so
yeah, so we're
here
still- we're
goes.
still just
Here
in
goes. So get back in there. You
Oh, actually,
goo
no,
hound.
it does say if you attack at engaged range with no weapon, roll for strength. So yes.
Ha! It's the same number. Still 3. Okay, no successes. Is it fighting back or is it dodging? I'm in a bit of
So
trouble-
it was
trouble.
going to fight back. And what was that? 4?
3. It's all 3 for me. It's 3 and then 5 for my cool skills. The smart ones.
Okay.
I'm not the fighter, guys.
It did get a success. And you got nothing?
I got no successes.
Okay. So yes, it was fighting back, and so it is rolling unarmed, so you're just going to take 1 damage.
Ah!
It is going to again swing at you, keeping you at bay from grabbing him.
Yeah, so this is a major wound to me. What is this guy doing? Like, is he like just swiping at me like massively?
He's just got like super sharp nails, literally is like trying to claw
yeah,
you like
and
an animal.
so I'm like I'm bleeding. I'm definitely it's drawing a lot of blood, and that is a major wound. I'm screaming now. George is shouting, ah! Help! Wyatt! Shoot it! Now he's saying shoot it. He's not trying to shove it back in the trunk anymore.
Is there anything inside the car? Like, can Isaac rifle through for anything that might be helpful? Like, any...
Yeah, do a wit,
Yeah,
and
hell
we'll
yeah.
see if you find anything.
I'm gonna assist while I'm being mauled. Check the glove compartment.
I have 1-6. I can push it if you
AK-47
want me
in
to.
the backseat.
If you need more than that.
If you don't want to push it, you don't have to.
But if I need more than 1-6, if I...
Well, you could roll as many 6s in the world. If there's not anything helpful in there, there's not anything helpful in there. But
Listen, I'll
there's
reroll.
Beyond the trash and like bags and
Like, I think, like, is there like a
miscellaneous
blanket or something?
I was gonna say there's liquor.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's like
Very useful.
there's like hard liquor in the back seat.
Isaac takes that and puts that in his pocket, aka his compartment.
Okay, perfect. And Brandon is going to go. So Brandon, now with his thing started up.
Oh, the chainsaw.
Yes, the chainsaw. Angelo with his chainsaw.
now that Brandon is rock hard.
He approaches. He has the chainsaw on, and he's going to exclaim to all of you.
I'm going to need you all to back away and let me handle this.
You bet.
You got it, dude.
Isaac runs the other way. Or no, not Isaac. I'm George. I'm George.
Isaac also runs the other way.
Yeah.
I love how combat brings out like this. Everyone forgets who they are.
Is Wyatt going to listen and
Well, so
make distance?
I closed the gap, right? Like, so I got to the
Yes,
back
you
of the
did.
trunk. Okay, so I wasn't able to like affect anything essentially in that round.
Not
right?
that
yet.
turn.
Okay, yeah. Wyatt's gonna like glance at Brandon and be like, "Don't try any shit," and like still have the gun in his hand, but like back away from whatever this thing is.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
So yeah, I'm backing
Okay.
up. If he's gonna take the chainsaw to it, yeah, I'll back up. Go, you got this, Brandon.
I'm backing the fuck up.
Okay, Brandon is going to approach. This is the idle hum of the chainsaw, kind of like. I'm gonna say for Wyatt specifically, Wyatt, while you are walking away, this thing is going to attack you as you try to escape. So,
Of course,
are you going to take the hit? Or are you going to fight back?
that would be a fight back.
Okay. How many agilities? Do
All
you
of
have?
them? Duh. 5.
Or how many strength do you have? How many strengths do you have? I guess
6.
it is strength, unarmed. Okay, so we're gonna be rolling 6 dice.
Okay, so opposing rolls. Okay. 1, 2, 3,
Yep.
4, 5, 6. 2 successes.
You got 2. Okay, so you won that encounter. So it's going to swing at you, and you are going to. What are you gonna do in turn?
Pistol whip the shit out of it, because that's
Sick.
in real life. Wyatt would obviously switch to his knife, but he, for the sake of the combat here, he's just gonna swing down on him.
I'll just call that like an improvised weapon. So that's just going to do 1 damage plus your additional 6. So that's going to actually do 2 damage to it. So it is looking not good. That kind of like dazes it and gives you the opportunity to back away. And while it is dazed, it kind of like you see its face sort of begin to melt. Kind of similar to the 2 cultists that you experienced in that chamber a while back. It became goo. Like it's slowly like his face is sort of becoming to deteriorate like that. As he sees that, Brandon is going to sort of start to panic and go,
Damn it, no.
Is just sort of like one-handed going to try to grab him, like just a big one-armed grapple. And he's just kind of going to, his entire demeanor sort of starts to change as he's in this, I would call it an embrace. He goes,
Damn it. Well, thanks, guys. And I'm sorry, Reggie. I tried.
Never again.
As the Reggie, so this guy's name is Reggie. He's going to pull himself together, and the goo body turns into one mass.
Oh, God.
And they sort of like sprout 2 heads out and just become this big hulking pile of goo that is now standing in the middle of all of you with the exception of Isaac.
Told you we were gonna die.
It's just going to let out a howl, and the combat continues. Exit the Guncheon is a Gunchpot production, starring Ryan as George Conway, Amissus as Isaac, MeesterE as Wyatt Harding, and Jeremiah Jackson as Angelo. And a special shout out to our guests this episode, returning from season 1 to voice their characters. We have Doug from the Mindgap podcast voicing Brandon, and Seth Trammel voicing Reggie. And me, the Guncheon Master himself, who wrote, voiced NPCs, edited, and brought you to the Guncheon. Theme song by Austen Reno, key art by Amissus.